So what we have here is a 1999 Toyota Tacoma. Nothing special, as you can see. It's pretty beat up. It actually got rolled over, and I found it on Marketplace for a pretty damn good deal. So what the plan is with this thing is it has a 2.7 liter 3RZ 4-cylinder, and I'm going to take the engine and ECU and harness out of this, and I'm going to put it in my my Unicorn, the white 85 Toyota extended cab solid axle truck. And I'm probably going to take the hubs and rotors and all the shit off of this and put it either on the black truck or the white truck. I haven't decided yet, but so I'm going to take as much parts off of this as I can and make the most of it as I possibly can. I've already sold a bunch of parts off this thing to make some of my money back. And so anyhow, today we're gonna tear this thing apart. It should be fun, because as you can see, it doesn't really matter what happens to it. Alright, so step one was to obviously get it rolled in and pull the bed off, which, well, 6 bolts, and there it is upside down. And for those of you that own a Tacoma out there, something to keep an eye on is the frames here. So these frames, as you can see, they love to break. I mean, there's nothing holding that thing together other than the other side. Looking crazy. Wow. What happened, Toyota? I think the next order of business will lift her up in the air, get the gas tank out, and pull the diff and the drive line. Or I might leave the diff on. I'll pull the gas tank and the drive line, and then I'll pull the cab off. Then I can pull the motor a lot easier with the cab out of the way. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, well, I've been ripping and tearing like crazy. Got the doors taken off. Got the ECU out, fenders off, took the core support off, cut the inner fender well off and draining the coolant right now. So I can get the radiator out. And got this fender and door off. I'm not going to cut this off just yet. I got to use the battery to figure out the rest of the wiring shit for the computer, so I can turn the ignition on and see which ones have power inside. Getting closer. Once I get the radiator out of here, then that'll free up a bunch of space. And then I can, once I get it scabbed down a little bit more, I can lift it up, pull the tranny out. Tranny and transfer case out, and then yeah, we should be pretty close. So the white plug. So of the 2 big plugs, the bottom one has ground. The rest of these are all nothing there. On the right side of the plug here, the upper left has continuity. This is really hard to do. And then the bottom left, bottom left, and then the gray plug. Come on. Upper left has continuity. Both upper left ones have continuity. Okay, the bottom left one, or that bottom one, has continuity. Okay. And that's it. So the top 2 and the one in the middle. Cool. Alright. Alright guys, well, got the drive lines, well, I got the drive line out of it. The front one's still in there. Got the exhaust cut out, got the radiator removed, and I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm going to call it a day for today. So anyhow, we made a lot of progress on this thing. So tomorrow, depending on my energy level, get the tranny and transfer case out of it, and once I do that, I can get the engine out, and then I can start doing the real work, get it prepped to put in the other truck. Anyhow, we'll see you in the morning.
All right, guys, it's the next day, and so we're back on the Tacoma again. So today, what the plan is I want to get the fuel lines out of the bottom of the truck, and I want to get the fuel tank out, and undo the bell housing bolts, and see if we can get the engine pulled out. I was going to do the transmission first, but upon further review, since there's no weight in the back of the truck, I'm a little leery about it being up in the air. If I pull the tranny out, all the weight's gonna be on the front, and I really don't want to have an accident. So we'll get the gas tank and the lines out, and undo the bell housing bolts, and get the engine pulled out, and then I will worry about the transmission afterwards. So let's get after it. So this is a pretty straightforward little deal. So here's the fuel lines. And they just run, they bolt them right to the bottom of the body. So basically all these 10s, all the way down the line. I get those all undone. I already have the fuel line undone to the engine. And then hopefully I can just pull these out and get them set on the ground and put them over there with the tank I'm gonna be using. And then we'll see how, if I need to use those lines and these lines. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to figure that out. But one thing at a time. Let's get these out of there. All right, guys. We got the engine out. It's having difficulty with the fuel line, the high pressure line that goes to the fuel tank. So I sprayed some penetrating oil on it. I was gonna let it marinate a little bit before I don't want to screw anything up. So I figured I'd get the engine pulled out. Mission accomplished. Pretty straightforward with the front of the truck off. Nothing terribly complicated. So there it is. So next we'll get this thing back up in the air, get the transmission out, and then I will see what I can do about getting the gas tank out. You know, making some good progress. It's pretty straightforward to get this thing out. Sweet.